I 1v1'd the former rank number 2 player in Medieval RTS. This is Lordskin. He's a competitive Medieval RTS player who was officially ranked top 2 way back in the olden days. He decided to return to the game for the clan's release and we ended up 1v1ing. Going into the first match, the map was Farmland. I did my standard start, one builder, and rushing the port as fast as possible. Bacon Strategist and our top player came and started hating on me as always, and I managed to land on the mainland at 52 seconds. Normally I would hover around 50 or 51, so this wasn't a great start. This, along with the fact that I had been on the bad side of this match, means I begin to stress a bit, since Lordskin has always been glazed by other players. However, turns out I had nothing to worry about. Since this was one of his first games back, Lordskin had used a very outdated strategy of using 2 builders and getting fishing at the start instead of rushing the mainland. Now, this strategy is no longer good, as in the time it takes for your fishing boats to begin making money, the opponent would have already gotten more than the amount that the fishing boats produced from farms on the mainland, along with controlling much more of the map, which you'll soon see. Lordskin lands onto mainland at around a minute and 6, so I managed to get an insanely aggressive barracks down, claiming the majority of the center island's eco. I make my knights and begin pushing as the Lord of Foreskin is still asking why he shouldn't have gone fishing, placing down a tower like it's 2024. Obviously, I ignore it and simply run my army into his barracks, managing to take out his barracks, knight, builders, really everything, and at this point, the match is already over. I'm up far too much material and eco, and there's just nothing he can do. He tries to place down a trap for a comeback, but I bait it out and get a smooth plus $10 trade. He then asks a few questions which I don't answer and surrenders, bringing game 1 to a close. Match 2 was on Deserted. Absolute hellscape of a map. You literally just get flashed every 30 seconds and have to hold Z for twice as long. I'm still playing cautiously, opening with a standard 2-3, splitting builders, making more swordsmen, and here I get to bear witness to Lordskin's signature strategy, the Umbara. And oh boy do I hate it. Basically, he runs into a fight with one archer and his builders, making traps and hoping his opponent messes up and walks into the traps while pestering them. I get pushed back by it, but he's really just spending far too much attention and money on the front lane, so he ends up being slow heading to the back. He pushes a little too far, and since I'm not stupid, I do get a plus 10 trade with the trap and end up killing his archer and pushing him way back while getting some swordsmen through to his farms. At this point, he tries to make some units to fight the front lane, but the damage is already done. I'm up a pretty sizable chunk, and my builders reach the center back farm, and he hasn't even gotten towards the back. I think that there's a good chance that he's made a trap in the front choke point, so I try to bait it out. I place a barracks on the back, and he pushes my troops back on the front lane, but I still manage to take out all of his farms. He makes a tower, clearly not learning from before, and begins to push into my swordsman army. At this point, I have full control of the back, so even if I lose the front lane, I'm not too worried. I do accidentally run into one of his traps, which leads to me having to pull back all the way to the castle. This isn't a big deal, however, because, well, compared to the fact that I have all of the back, and I am now actively giving his farms immaculate back shots, I can lose a bit of land. I set up shop near his back, and with my massive eco advantage, begin to push up out of my castle once again. I take out his traps with shieldmen for some free money, and he knows he's lost at this point. He asks some questions, trying to learn or something. Obviously, I completely ignore him, giving the vaguest answers I can before ending off the match. Now we're into the third match. Lordskin was likely confident in this map as he chooses Deserted once again. I'm just as confident, and I'm so confident that I actually decide to test a horse-based strategy. This was a horrible mistake, as you'll soon see. He begins pushing me really early with a newly modified version of the Umbara, making a much later archer and having some swordsmen at the start to strengthen the front, so that I cannot push him or get his archer as easily as last match. We spend some time annoying each other on the main front as my horse reaches the back incredibly quickly. But unlike last time, Lordskin's army is much stronger and I'm unable to push into his archer at all. I do get to the back middle farm, but he's gone and overrun the front extremely quickly, and I have to retreat to my castle unbelievably shamefully. He still decides to make a tower for some reason, but I got up barracks and swapped mounts with my knight to take out his eco while making a trap on the front to delay his advance. I am a bit worried as he sneaks some built units towards my back, and if he manages to take out my front over there, the match would be over. I tried to sneak some swordsmen through, but I do not do good micro and end up losing them both. Lordskin seems to forget about his swordsman at the back, and I manage to take them out. I am up a bit of eco at this point, but he does have the stronger army, so I basically have to run around the map like a coward until I get in a strong enough army to challenge him. I continue skirmishing his farms so he doesn't get any stronger, and I slowly build up my own army. Lordskin begins setting up around his castle to take out my units skirmishing him, so I set up a watchtower to stop him from getting to the back through his side and make a safe spot for my builder to sit. I am significantly up money at this point, so I push up through my front once again and watchtower since I am down the main army, so I still have to place down an offensive watchtower to take land. At this point, I think Lordskin realizes that I am up eco and I am slowly outplaying him, so he sets up a barracks to end the game fast. I do realize this just in time and get just barely enough defenses to keep my castle alive. Now that he's lost his full main army, there is no longer any part of the game in which he is up on me. I start pushing in on all fronts and take full control of the map, reclaiming any parts of land I didn't have and chasing the remainings of his army back to the back, where I take them out. After this, he has no chance, and I begin to end the match. After getting 3-0'd, I suppose Lordskin got tired of standing within my brown-green aura with the flies, so he left to go play with Monkey and Beestorm instead, never to willingly contact me again. Considering how badly outdated his strategies are, he did pretty good. If anything, he's made me interested in the effectiveness of an early archer strategy and trap spamming. Alright, thank you for watching, bye bye!